Hello, hello. Welcome on into another episode of the Whiskey Crusaders. I'm Will.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm Matt.
Today we're going to be drinking Seagrass, a new product from Barrell.
Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button and click that notification bell. Matt, why don't you give us a little information about this?
All right. We got Barrell Seagrass. We got sent this by the distillery, so we want to thank the guys over at Barrell for this. So this is a rye. And so this is it's 118.4%, so a very nice proof on there. It's finished in Martinique rum, agricole cask, Madeira, and apricot brandy barrels. Distilled in Indiana and Canada. On the website, it says, an ode to the coastal memories blended to evoke the joy of a day on the beach and evening listen to the soothing rhythm of waves. All right, so most of you guys know Madeira is, a port is a like port. It's a finished wine that's nice and heavy on the sugars and fortified wine, nice and heavy on the sugars. And then I think apricot brandy, pretty simple, made from apricots. Now the Martinique rum was the one I did not know what that was. I knew what rum is, obviously, but it's not short Martinique. So apparently Martinique means that it has to be made in a French territory of the Caribbean. And it's actually an island called Martinique. And so it's the agricole style, which has to do with the fact that the sugar beet price back in the day made the sugar price go way down. They're like, well, what the hell we do with this extra sugar? We're not going to refine it. It's going to cost too much. So they took basically the raw sugar cane and they would distill it basically immediately. And so when they would do that, instead of using a pot still, which creates a funk with rum, or with a Spanish column still, they have their own Ambulique column stills to create this special type of rum for them. It came with a really sweeter, fruity type of rum and became really big in French society. And this is the rum they drink all over Europe because it was the only one that was affordable because they started taxing the crap out of rum back in the day. So that is what the rum is. So we shall see. But so basically it also causes lots of esters in there, lots more oils, lots of oak interaction, lots of wild flavors. And so that's something. So we're interested to see if that actually happens here on this Barrell Rye Seagrass. So let's see what we get out of this.
Okay. Do we know the mash bill?
Nope.
Do we know if this is we assume this is a source?
We know it's Indiana and Canada, so more than likely it's the 95.5 from MGP. And Canada is probably going to be the Alberta Premium. It's going to be them, which is going to be usually 100%. So my guess is it's something like that. But then it's finished in all those different barrels, so it's going to get it's a really beautiful nose.
Yeah, it does. It doesn't have your typical rye nose at all.
So much candied sweetness in here.
I'm finding it, but the name is very on point. This is very grassy. This is very field oriented.
Oh, wow.
Field oriented?
Yes, I'm getting a lot of grain. I'm getting a lot of different styles of grain.
Oh, it smells beautiful. Just that, like the tangerine and apricot and plantains
and mint,
figs,
and cinnamon.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
I'm getting really high-pitched notes. This is like tickling the top of my nasal cavities really, really hard.
Yes, it really is. But it's also got that proof on the nose.
It does.
Definitely. Yeah, it's got a lot of brown sugars and the salt. It's even got that iodine, antiseptic, and jasmine, and like Earl Grey tea on there.
Yeah.
It's very salty.
But yeah, like that mint and peppermint stuff, and winter fresh.
Yeah, that's the typical rye that I get from. I don't know how long this was aged, how old this is.
Yeah, it doesn't say how old it is. It's no age statement, but it smells like it's got older stuff in here, based on the nose.
It's like creme brulee with that, like almost
char
like
topping,
the char topping on it, but then almost like a whipped cream, like a homemade whipped cream.
Ooh, yeah, that's making me hungry at this point.
See, and most of mine is just dill, mustard seed.
You get that?
Absolutely.
Really? I think it smells beautiful.
Anise. I'm getting mostly rye notes.
Maybe my allergies are messing up, but I
don't
get
and then
those.
just a lot of just grassy.
I think it's fantastic. All right, I'm going to taste it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Okay, so there's the dill a little bit on the palate, but it's not overpowering like most ryes. Oh man, that mint and that cinnamon. It's got a cinnamon burn to it,
like apple cinnamon.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the chilies. Yeah, like the ones at Chili's. Yeah, like that, big time.
But
the black pepper.
So this has pepper in it too, like red peppers as well. This is a very spicy rye, but not up front.
No, it's all in that
finish.
finish, where all that spice picks up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Nice and salt. It is really salty
It
too.
really is salty on the very front of the palate.
And then you
Yeah,
get that
I like that.
cardamom and plantains and mangoes and like a mango chutney even. I even get like a Bloody Mary mix even on this, which is really interesting with some tomato, which I've don't even ever heard of any whiskey, which is really fascinating.
Interesting.
Oh, now seaweed and toothpaste, green peppers.
I get
the finish. I'm waiting on the finish to stop.
The finish is still going.
Yeah,
I'm
not
still
soy
I'm
sauce.
waiting on
is
the finish
happening.
to stop.
This is crazy. This is really good.
Yeah, for a rye, I really like this. I mean, there's a lot going on in this glass.
Maybe. Okay.
Did it finally finish?
Now it's done.
I still have a
Wow.
slight burn right here, slight warmth.
Yeah, so the beginning is all those typical rye notes, like you said, the anise and the mint and fresh mint,
Slight
and
dill.
the dill, and then you have all these amazing things on the finish.
Yes.
Yeah. The fruit
Fruity,
starts to take
salty,
Oh, it's so
cinnamon.
good. Yeah, so these are going to be priced at $90 on the market. Yeah, I think that's where especially, well, Madeira is expensive. You know, when you take a cask of old Madeira, you take a cask of this rum, you take a cask of apricot brandy. So you're taking 3 casks, and you got an old bit based on the flavor. This is definitely an older rye.
Yeah.
And barrel's usually around that price, so that seems logical to me. That's $90.
Yeah, I mean that's what the dovetail was.
And I think to me, this is I think just as complex on the rye side. This is kind of like the compliment to me to the dovetail, but the rye side.
I will agree with that.
100%.
And I've tasted some of the dovetail releases that I liked less than I'm enjoying this. Even though it's rye.
The original dovetails were really good.
I can understand. Yeah, we got a couple of fantastic batches of dovetail, and I've gotten one recently that I wasn't the hugest fan of. So
yeah,
man, it's got a lot going on. The more it sits here opening, and the more drinks that I take, the fruit bomb that is mid palate and back is just intense.
I'm even picking up like a bubble gum cotton candy now, just sitting. I mean, this is the second sip. The finish is still going. This thing's phenomenal. There's another can, even maybe like Now and Later's now, a little Starburst. This thing is cool. This is a really good whiskey. I really, really like this a lot. This may be my favorite rye from Barrell ever, to be honest. This is delicious.
I was just thinking this is a very, very tasty rye.
Yeah, it is.
And it's quite possibly one of my favorites I've had. Now, Barrell's also putting out another rye product that's hitting the market pretty soon too, isn't it? Aren't they?
Yeah, the Stellum rye, yeah.
And that's about half the price.
Half the price, yeah.
And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, because I made a pretty funny face when you said $90, but is this worth double that? Yeah.
I think so, yeah, because of the uniqueness of it.
Yeah.
There's so much more going on.
And you've got yourself a little bottle there. It's about halfway gone. When did you open that?
We got it a week or so ago from the distillery, something like that.
So it still has plenty of time to open.
Right.
Up.
Oh yeah. So yeah, it's only been open
exactly.
Like
so I'm really curious to see what else it does as it opens, and what other flavors come out of it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Because if this is what's coming out of it after it being open for a week,
right?
A year later,
could be
a couple months later.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually might be a fun series at some point to do. What does it taste like a year later?
Yeah,
we might have to do that at some point.
Because there are some whiskeys that are just so tight, and this one does kind of feel that way, where it's just still very, very tight and constricted, and I feel like it has room to kind of open up and mellow.
Yeah, this is really good. Really, really.
You know what? I haven't done this in a while. I need a dropper though. I'm gonna put some water in this guy.
Let's see.
Put a drop.
So good. Yeah, that should be fast.
3. They're little drops, and I had a little bit of whiskey in there. Nose doesn't change a lot, if any.
It mellows it down a little bit. It mellows the proof down a little bit on the nose, so it's not as burny.
Oh. That unlocks some completely different flavors.
Oh, okay.
And it makes the journey a little bit nicer across the palate. It's still as rich and viscous.
It rounds it a lot.
It
rounds a lot. It is very viscous still. It brings more mint forward for me.
Yeah.
And tamps down that cinnamon at the end.
Yeah.
I like it better without the water.
That's fair. This is a fun one.
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah, I think I prefer that without the water.
I will agree with that, but I'm happy that it changes as much as it does with just a drop.
Well, and it's good to know if this 118.4 proof is too much for you.
Absolutely.
That it's not going to deteriorate what's going on in the glass if you add some water to tamp down the
proof
ABV.
for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yep. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good pick. Glad that they sent that to us.
Yes, we appreciate it. So thanks again. Thanks, Barrell, for sending this. We really appreciate it. It is delicious.
Now, is that already out?
I don't know if it's on the market. If it's not, it's going to be really soon. If it's not already on the shelves, but it's supposed to be. So I don't know if it's supposed to be in 45 states, so it should be fairly accessible.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Should be fairly easy to find.
Okay. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and click that notification bell. And until next time,
keep on crusading for better whiskey in your glass.
Cheers.
Three, two.
Oh God. I'm sorry. That shit's good, and you know I don't like rye.
I know. So we call that like a major win that you like.
Yeah.
Like for
it
real.
truly is though.